Hi ladies, my name is Jenny Iguli and I just want to say congratulations on 3 weeks of getting training in and doing an excellent job. So proud of each of you. Today I want to talk about sponsoring. This is something that's really near and dear to my heart because without Premier we wouldn't be where we're at as a family. Not only financially, but just the support that Premier has given us has been wonderful. And this is why I want to share it with people. If this can bless us, I know it can bless so many others. Now, one way I share about Premier is at shows. At my shows, I give Diva Dollars out, and whoever has the most at the end gets a prize. I hand out 20s throughout the show, but when it comes to the sponsoring activity, I hand out hundreds. It's called my 100 Diva Dollar Round, and any question they have about my business, I will give them 100 Diva Dollars. At first, over 5 years ago when I started, I was really worried to do that. Because what if they ask a question that I don't know the answer to? Well, I have to say, after 5 years, I still don't know all the answers. And it's okay. You don't have to. You can say, you know what, I don't know that question. That's a good question. Let me get back to you when I find an answer. And that's okay to do. But this is a great way to see who really is interested. Sometimes the people that ask the most questions are really interested. They want to hear about Premier. Once I have a bunch of names, once I have a name that is interested in Premier, I put them in my prospect folder, my prospect notebook. And in here, each page has a name, their contact information, how I met them, and a little about themselves. If they told me about their family, or if they're working, or how Premier can bless their family. And then I put a date, the date we met. Or did I share an OP video with them? And what their response was. If they said, you know what, this is not for me right now, but maybe later, I keep that in my notes so I can go back, because if there's an OP event or if Premier's offering a great special, I want to go back and contact these people. So I have all that information there. Now, sometimes I'll come across someone that said, you know what, thank you for all that information. This is definitely not for me. I write a big old no right there. And I turn the page. Done. I don't tear out the page because sometimes I forget. My brain doesn't remember these things. And I'm like, oh, what about Sally? She'd be a great hostess. That I can remember she was in here and I can see what she said. And then if they become a Premier Jeweler, I get all excited and I get a big check mark and they become Premier Jeweler in my Premier family. So that page is done. So that's just how I keep track of my prospects. I also want to talk about sharing with Premier. I love sharing about Premier, and it comes out very easily for me because I practice a lot. My first year, I practiced a ton. There's OP videos, there's OP brochures, and you can use those to practice. But I want to encourage you ladies to make it flow out easily and to be natural with it. The more you practice, the more natural. I want it to be natural for you, so when you're at a birthday party or when you're at the pool or a park and someone comes up to you and starts talking to you and you know that they're financially hurting or they say something about needing a job, you could talk to them right then and there about it. And they can see how much you really benefited from Premier or how much Premier's blessed you. So I want it to be able to flow easily so I can do that anywhere on the spot. I don't need an app or I don't need an OP brochure. The other thing I want to talk about is just being genuine. You can come across as, oh, I really want you in my family. I think you'd be great in my family. I think you'd like Premier. I would really like you in my family. Sometimes we come across like, okay, that's going to benefit me. You know, Premier does give us 10%, and they really do bless us with helping our downline. They provide 10% of their what they make, but it shouldn't be about us. It's not about us. Put the focus on them. How can it bless them? Once they see that you are, oh, she really wants this to bless me. She sees that this could help me. Then they really truly feel like you're talking about it for them and not for you. Okay, it can come across really differently. So that just takes practice, and it also just show your excitement for Premier. You just got in. You love what you're making financially, and also this jewelry. We get free jewelry and discounted jewelry. It's a great business. And showing that excitement, it's going to come off on you, and they're going to see that excitement. They're going to hear it in your voice, and that is the most important thing. So ladies, I'm really excited for you. Good job this last 3 weeks. Keep it up with just continuing to go to trainings and research trainings online. There's a lot out there. Good job.